Marvel Live.
Spurrier.
Welcome back to Marvel Live from San Diego Comic-Con 2014. Presented to you by Dr. Pepper, always one of a kind. I'm still Lorraine Singh, poster writer at Marvel's The Watcher, joined by...
I think I'm still Ryan Panagos, aka Marvel's Agent M. We're joined by...
Probably Rick Remender.
Mr.
Probably Rick Remender.
Yeah, karaoke style, I like
You guys don't have to have mics, but I have to have a mic.
Yeah.
Fine.
Right here.
It's because you're so special.
Oh, we're wired. No, fine, I'll just hold it. Like...
See, this is how we trick you into having our beautiful Marvel logo with your face.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah, you like that?
It's branding.
Yeah, we're sneaky that way.
Yeah, we're something. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. You guys, questions for Rick, for us, use the hashtag MarvelSDCC. Rick, you've got a million things going on, projects at Image and everywhere you're working, but for us, you've got a core 3 books. Talk a little bit about the big event book coming up, Axis.
Axis is one of the things that we've been working on for quite some time, and that we've been building it since the very first issue of Uncanny Avengers. So what we've been doing with the Red Skull, who now has Charles Xavier's powers, bio-welded into his skull, which could happen in the Marvel Universe. I'm confident. With the help of a friend like Arnim Zola, you can bio-weld anything to anything. And I mean a bio-welding, so that one goes down as well. Anyway, so as we're leading out of that stuff, the Red Skull's machinations and his plans coming out of Uncanny Avengers lead to something happening between the Uncanny Avengers, Magneto, and the Red Skull that leads to the birth of the Red Onslaught. And then that doesn't go very well. People have a bad time with that.
Yeah, I imagine that doesn't go well for most people.
Yeah, it doesn't. So you've got the Red Skull, who's now near omnipotent, and he's not a good person.
No.
Wait, the Red Skull is not a good person?
Yeah, he doesn't tip. And he's a really...
He takes 2 parking spots, 2 parks.
And he's the guy tailgating you when you're on the freeway, and you're not getting anywhere faster doing that, man.
Not
Red
nice.
Skull. What a jerk. So we're building into Axis with that. And Axis is something that is a wholly unique event in that every act is basically a new high concept. And I have a list of the big ideas that I've been cooking up from all the way back to Uncanny X-Force. And so now I'm getting an opportunity to dig in and put them all into an event-formed Voltron shape and make it break the Marvel Universe a little bit.
Ooh, speaking of breaking the Marvel Universe, you also have an original graphic novel coming out.
Yes.
Can you tell us about it?
No, I can't. I have to go.
Okay. Boom, this all explodes.
Yeah, I'm doing that with my long-time buddies and partners, Jerome Opeña and Dean White, who we did Uncanny X-Force with, and so getting the band back together, as it were. And the story is based on, well, it's a whole new Ultron story, and it's the evolution of Ultron. We're getting to see a new Ultron come out of this, as well as defining who Ultron is for a new audience. The movie might bring in a couple of new people who haven't read a comic. And so what we're doing here is something that is hopefully an introduction to Ultron, while also being building on continuity and what's happened in the past. So that what we're getting out of it is a new Ultron, a new status quo, but a story that helps define the Avengers to a new audience and hopefully is entertaining to longtime fans.
That's awesome.
We love that.
Now guys, again, questions and comments you have for us, let us know. Sophia, who's been watching the whole time, says, Rick Remender, which character has a special place in your heart?
In my heart?
In your heart.
Psylocke and Phantom X still. Yeah, I still want to write the romance comic with the 2 of them in it. Those are the 2 that I still have. A lot of different characters. I think, you know, Jet Black, and there's always certain, you know, characters that you find that like kind of end up being the heart of your story, whether you intended for it to or not.
It's fair. The Asgardian Angel wants to know what inspired you to write about Captain America. Like, what got your Captain America engine going?
Well, for me, it was when I reread all of the entire run of Captain America, and I ended up rereading the Jack Kirby 70s stuff, which is Jack being the boldest Jack you get. It's like, oh, here's Captain America, which he you know, co-created, and who has more right to do what he did, and Jack just went off the rails crazy, and he created Zola, and he created the mutates, and all these really wonderful things. So that inspired me and gave me a boost of imagination where I wanted to try and do something in that vein.
Very cool. Ben Morris says, in all caps, please give Rick Remender a hug for me. And then he said,
thanks, Ben.
Rick, he is so dreamy. So Ben is hitting on you from New Jersey.
It's Ben saying I'm dreamy?
Yeah.
Can we just change that to Benjamina or something?
Nope.
That doesn't help my ego at all, but thanks, Ben.
No, it's even better. It's even more helpful.
Ben is a discerning taste. Ben doesn't just throw that out. I know that about Ben, so I'll take that as a really and true compliment.
Out of all the new Avengers that have shown up in your Uncanny Avengers run, who's your most favorite to write?
In the Uncanny Avengers, my favorite character to write. It's such a large cast. You know, I really fell in love with Wasp and Havoc again. Yeah, I guess it always comes down to the romances that I get into, where I can, I like writing romance. We can put that on the air now. But yeah, Wasp and Havoc both really became sort of my pets in that story.
Yeah. Raph AB says your Uncanny Avengers is so good. He got original art from the annual by Paul Renaud.
Oh.
That is pretty cool.
And speaking of which, we had, of course, the big announcement before we even got to San Diego Comic-Con of our new cap. What made you say Falcon needs to get back in that cap costume?
Well, it really came first to like the meat grinder I was putting Steve through. I knew that there needed to be like a large consequence. And once I got to the point where it was like, drain the super soldier serum out of it, make Steve's mind is still sharp, he's still the tactician, he's still the leader, but he's physically incapable of performing as Captain America. And then after that was in my outline, I said, but who? And then I just was like, Falcon. Sam steps up, and Sam finally, and so what we did was build the story to where by issue 25, Sam really earns what comes. And it's all part of a natural progression that we've been building to since the very beginning of the arc.
That's awesome.
So you both wanted to grind Captain America into the ground.
That's right.
You were putting Captain America on Grinder? Is that what you said?
No, grind him down into the ground. Give him a real...
If I can make you start to break, I feel like I've done my job for the day. The Jewish chef says, why did you choose the roster that you did for Uncanny Avengers?
I didn't choose them all. It's, what people have to understand, I'm not by myself in a vacuum. A lot of this was going back and forth with Tom and the ex-editor at the time, Nick Lowe. So it was a matter of picking and choosing characters that I wanted and who I could get. And then once you've got your cast, you commit to falling in love with all of them and doing the best job you can.
Definitely.
So we are just about to wrap up. What are your panel plans? Are you doing another panel today? Are you all done?
I'm free and clear from panels. I've done it. I served my time talking to the large crowds of faces, and now I am going to go sit in my room and turn the air conditioning down and sit in my boxers and just look at the internet. And
Isn't that the dream? That's like,
hey, I've got 2 kids at home and I miss them very much, but I am going to take advantage of 3 hours of silence.
I love Rick Remender. Thank you for joining us. Fans can find you on Twitter at Remender. Very easy. You make it super simple.
I want things to be simple for you.
Very cool. Guys, stay tuned. We'll have much more from Comic-Con. I believe we have Justin Woods coming on soon. The Avengers cast is almost here. It's going to get even crazier somehow, some way. Stay tuned. We'll be back real soon with more Marvel Live.
And craziness.